One of the things which we don't realize is in how many ways we are influenced and, intimidated, influenced, manipulated. How many ways it happens knowingly. Sometimes we know we can't do anything about it, and it's very terrible. And sometimes we don't even know. And it is not a very big thing, but yet it like stops you. It stops you. It's not a big thing. You can know it and all, but something is it's like a it's bewitching, it's irrational, but it's bewitching, it's irrational, and it's that cannot it intimidates you, it affects you. So you get trapped in that. That's what it is. Bewitching, trapped, intimidating, manipulated. you know I'm sure everybody has gone through all that. So, what are the various ways in which it happens? One is somebody says he knows something. This is a very big thing. So, as it is, we go through life with a lot of unknowns. So, but when we are comfortable with an unknown within ourselves, we say, okay, we don't know this, we don't know that. But somebody comes and gives you that feeling, and you also know that you don't know. It's not that he's irrational or wrong. In fact, he points out truthfully, which makes it more difficult. He says, "You don't even know this. I mean, this, you know," and he connects it to our self-respect. Like the very, very typical example in English is you don't know English. You tell a Hindi medium person you don't know English as if it's something. You don't know science. You don't know history. You don't know this much also. You know. But actually, the truth is that nobody knows anything. The greatest people don't know. They know only what they know, right? As a human being, your self-respect, your actual nature is not really not connected to your knowledge, because if it was, then every child is worthless. But the child is actually more open and more receptive. In fact, one of the good quotes of Sadhguru is that it's wonderful to say, I don't know. Feynman says that I don't know. All great scientists says, I don't know. The meaning is of I don't know is not that I don't know. They're not expressing it clearly. When they say I don't know, they are saying I don't know everything which people say we are supposed to know, and I don't know that. you know, wow. This whole universe is this is one thing which really intimidates. A second thing which intimidates is more deeper and subtle. That there is something very great which you don't know. Mystics usually do that. Someone like Jiddu Kishmurti or even these all these Sadgurus and all. What they do is, you are not enough. So there's something very terrible about you. Of course, they don't say mean that, but you take it that they talk like that. That whole authoritarian, intimidation by authority. Argument from authority, they say, actually, logic also. Argument from authority. He said, they said, great men, great people, intimidation of genius. See, he's a genius. And you also get intimidated. There's some beauty in the language. There's something which he's saying, which is touching you. But he's connecting it, notice here, to at least direct or indirectly. Maybe he doesn't mean it. Okay. Here I'm not passing judgment on people, I'm not blaming people. There's no victimhood here. He gives you the feeling that you are not enough. See, you are worthless. You are worthless is a very easy technique of intimidating. You are worthless. To the extent of you must die. Really. You are worthless, you must die. You must die for others. You must die for the country. Oh, you don't even have that much responsibility. See the poor people in the whole world. Mother Teresa, do you have even 1,000 apartments? And then you start wondering, oh my. I've seen mystics doing, especially mystics, even the best, even like someone like Acharya Prashant, always shouting, tap, 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 shouting all the time. Acharya Prashant is shouting all the time. You are like this, you are like this, you are like this. And who made us like that, man? And if you notice, he will always talk in the obscure. All these people will talk something which you can't make, which you can't understand in a simple way. There is definitely a whole intimidation about religion, about philosophy, about meaning of life, about purpose of life. Life itself, the world itself is intimidating. You know? I'm not talking about people now. The whole world. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, it's because of our beliefs, something we know that we feel comfortable. But actually, left to ourselves, we'll be very frightened of this universe. I think so. There is a psychological terror of being. That is what existentialists actually highlighted. I think they're very honest people, psychologically very honest people. Camus and Sartre and all. Sartre, Camus, Camus and Sartre. That's a pronunciation, I think. These great thinkers, I believe they came in the modern world. Science has opened up. There is no God. No, there is no God. It's very intimidating. People who say, "Are atheists, strong atheists. What a foolish person you are, you to believe in God." But you inside you feel there must be some entity, there must be some God. Maybe half the reason is because we are conditioned. Another reason is because how can meaning not be there? But these people don't talk like that. Don't talk about the human quality of being awed by the mystery of the universe. They talk as if you're horrible if you don't. You understand? You're horrible if you're not this. You're horrible and worthless because of X. Like in maths, we can understand. So the X is some atheism, some theism, some religion, some atheism, some knowledge, some this, some that. Everybody around you is all not valuing you, but actually you're a value. Each person is such a value. So when I meet a person, he's a person. He's not a means to give my gyan to him. Come on. Each person is a lovely person to know. And if I can't know him, it's okay. If he's also a little cranky, this, that, it is all a human. No. I'm getting what I'm trying to say. This really bothers me. This really bothers me a lot. Because I like people, whatever they are. I like even criminals, I'll say this today. Who made them? I can say clearly. I like people in a very natural way. The- Anything which intimidates you, anything which brings about self doubt in you, you know, a belief, a piece of knowledge which you don't have, a belief which you don't have, which is something which you have not seen, an insight you have not got, and even correctly, like maths, you can't even know. Oh, you don't know this, and they don't tell you, and I have sadly they can't tell you also. Many times they can't. Many things are there which you can't explain. Then you should keep quiet, right? You can't explain, or you have read so much already that see, most people have not read, for example, the conclusions you have come to, and now you project it onto them as to how comes they are not like you. See, projection is also a kind of thing. And it's not as if I have not done this. I have done this. All this I have done. You know. So it is good to have a sense of humor. I think it's good to de emphasize the over importance we give to things. Ultimately, what is I have always had this doubt. So much people talk, but one thing which I like about Osho, not the other. See, that's what even Osho is a good example. He says there's nothing to into in life. Then he should say there's nothing in life, right? But then he goes on and on. When you explain too much, no, you don't get it. Paramatma, Paramatma, Paramatma. So there's no Paramatma. There is no God, actually, which is a very intimidating kind of belief. So you can't just to go to a person and say there is no God. Or not even that. You can't go to a person and say there's no caste, no religion, no God, nothing. I don't think you can say because he has already been conditioned, right? You have to give a context if you want, but why should you want to do that? It's better to let the person speak. I mean, if you really want to enjoy a person's company, let him speak. He'll speak. And how do you enjoy a person's company if he has beliefs you don't agree with, or if he has beliefs which are clearly wrong as it looks to you, but they may not be wrong the way he looks at the universe. Are you getting me? So if you wait and look at him and wait, you understand in which context. He also doesn't believe all that. He also has a story. Zakir Hussain says that a wonderful comedian like him a lot. He says, everybody has a story. If you listen to him, he'll tell you his story. You will know clearly what he knows, what he doesn't know. Yeah. But then even now, while I'm telling all this, I'm taking a moral high ground in a way. I'm talking about self-improvement. So if people will always be intimidating you, you will also be intimidating others, intimidating other people. You might be doing that. And I have to share what I know and feel. I think that be fair. So you can express your views, but you should explain it very well, as best as you can, and with de-emphasizing. In fact, all I'm saying is de-emphasize. If you don't know anything, it's okay. If you don't know anything, it's okay. It's the opposite of if you don't know this, you're horrible. Love, I think love means it's okay. It's okay. You can learn. Love means you can learn. It's okay not to know. Definitely, it's okay not to know. Because ultimately, what is there in life? This is my philosophy, really. Ultimately, life cannot be serious. This is my, not just my philosophy. I'm intimidated by this fact. Also, I myself am intimidated by this fact. Many of my videos, if you see, are all based on this deconditioning of life and death and everything. Because for me, the basic fact is that there is only birth. We live for a while and we go. This is a very, this is a, this is a very wonder fact. It's a wonder fact. And then everything becomes a wonder for me. Then everything is a wonder. The light which is shining behind me is a wonder. Because I'm going to be for a while only. And people say, no, be selfless, you are not there. Just imagine a religion say, you are not there. They don't explain also. People take it literally. You are not there. This world, senses, so people go mad also. This senses is not real. This is not real, this. All this which you're seeing is not real, this. And you feel, oh, there's something else. You will see one darshan, they say, you will get some darshan. And you get all, you really get intimidated. I'm telling you, we look like that, we can be very credulous. We can be very credulous in life, really. Very credulous. Especially about things which we love. If you love truth, they can make you credulous. If you love people, they can fool you. You know, anybody who's making a negative comment, even a little, according to me, is somewhere fooling himself and you, and because he also doesn't know. And you should be, of course, by the same logic, be sympathetic to him also. See, you also wonder from where he's coming. Why is he shouting so much when you're the only thing I've seen in Hinduism also, if I go carefully in Upanishads and all, is that they're at the end they're saying there's nothing. So if there's nothing, then they should say it in a different and better way to them to discuss what I believe. And here I get very confused. Even now I'm very confused. Why do they speak? I really don't know. You don't know. You don't know is also a very intimidating thing. I don't know many things. I don't know people. I'm expressing that in my videos. Whatever I know, I know. I'm raising questions. I'm more interested in raising questions than providing real answers to things. That is the whole point. The meaning of intimidation means that. Then another thing is about money, about name, about class, about caste, about whatever status. They intimidate you saying that you are less. You don't have a credit card. I'm not interested so much in riches. After reading so many books, I don't feel like there's anything in riches. In fact, I don't feel there's anything. So I've come to a point when I'm wondering what is there then. There's nothing. So I'm wondering then what? When you say like that also, they get shit scared. That there's nothing. If you raise questions, they get. The third way in which people intimidate is by silence and by calling you mad. You know, when you ask questions, they say, "How come you're asking these questions? You're mad." And you also have doubts. No, as I told you, we don't know, so they'll cash in on that. If you ask some real basic questions, because by implication they're getting intimidated. So it's definitely I own up also now. When I look back, I own up also. But that doesn't mean that I didn't get intimidated. But I own up to the fact that I also might have intimidated, must be intimidated. Even now, while making this video, I might be intimidating indirectly because somebody might be taking this whole thing as. So again and again I'm saying that you don't have to know anything. You don't have to know anything. What you are is enough. What this whole world is enough. And if you really want, cannot understand that how you can be so light, you have to give yourself time. We are all far more conditioned than we know. We don't accept that. This is another thing which intimidates. That's why I said if a person believes in caste or some stupid thing, according to you, stupid, but according to his perspective, he has been conditioned. He also knows it's stupid. It's not that you're giving something new to him. You tell them a way to come out of that. Then they say, no, you can't come out of that. You must look at it, look at it, look at it. You're not understanding what you're saying. What they say. Then they say it's something higher level thing, some knowledge you can't get, something which you don't know as of now, something which you have not studied, some ability you don't have, like English, skill of reading. The person doesn't have to know anything, really. Because only when you accept that, then you can learn properly. You should listen only to those people who are telling you exactly how you should do something. Is my idea. Then another way of intimidation, which is very common nowadays, is heartbreak. Somebody gives you up. Somebody leaves you for whatever reason. Another person might have many reasons, some good reasons, and um, why not? Tell me, you are not such a great person that another person should like you. To impose on other persons also from your side also is not correct. But here I'm talking about if somebody doesn't like you, you might get into this intimidation. But there is something wrong with you. See, everything is pointing to. If you notice, I've listing out all the things which makes you finally feel what? No, there's something wrong with me. I'm worthless. Something wrong with me. I'm less. I'm not enough. See, all the things which people are saying always points to that. Finally leads you to that. Then they'll say, some people even say like this. Um, you should listen to the truth. You should listen to the truth. Otherwise, how will you improve? You're a worthless person. And I didn't say that. If you're a worthless person, if you don't listen to the truth, you you uh, you don't listen to the truth. You're a worthless person because if you don't listen to the truth, you're a worthless person because what are you doing? You're not improving. You're not doing anything in life. You're only marrying, having kids, and all that. They intimidate you, calling you an average person, mediocre person. Oh, you're nothing. It amazes me without giving you any knowledge. This is another form of intimidation. You know, I get very angry when people are attacked like that. You don't know. You're average. You're mediocre. Um, Many more things. You are this caste. You're that caste. You're low level. You don't have money. You don't have status. You have no worth. You don't know how to talk. You don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know this. Instead of trying to know what I am, maybe even tell me what I am. If you're so ज्ञानी. I think anybody would like a person who looks at you with genuine love and concern and tries to help you, and if he can't, he leaves you alone. That is the way I think it should be with people. Not try to change some people want to change the world, and you are an idiot in that. The leftists do that, the religions. If you notice, all these leftists and religions are doing that. Have you noticed? And ordinary people, which means all of us are intimidating. My God, I'm intimidating everybody now. No, I'm saying that we are all conditioned with our beliefs. Maybe I'm trying to liberate all of you, maybe. But I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying we're all highly conditioned by these big things. There's nothing that you can't learn, nothing that you can't know. Your worth doesn't depend upon your knowledge. You are wonderful as you are. You know, nobody is any great gyan. You can ask all the actually you can ask all the questions which come to you. You have a right to ask all the questions that come to you. You have a right to ask all the things, and that is why at the end I can also give a good suggestion. Whenever somebody says something, you can research on that and learn it. I believe that's a good method. Don't get intimidated. Why should you get intimidated? Somebody says something. But it's easy to say that don't get intimidated. That's another intimidation. Why are you getting intimidated? So I think I'm coming to self acceptance. If you accept yourself, uh, accept this world and yourself totally. It's a very big thing. Love yourself, accept your full context without judgment internally. You're not going out to murder anybody or anything. I think we are basically very honest people. All the people I have met in my life, including criminals, including murderers, somewhere went crazy. I'm talking about extreme, but most people, they're not crazy, they're wonderful, they can improve if they are shown a path. That is slowly the knowledge which is coming in the world, and At the end of the day, you're born and you die. That is how I look at the universe. It's scary. I agree. It can intimidate. I can also intimidate. But this is a question, you know, and I think this question everybody has. So I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm not saying don't express your viewpoint, but express it in such a way that it's humanistic and with love.